Welcome back to WWE Supercard, and if you're wondering why I've actually been really active with uploading Supercard recently. I won't lie, it's because I'm too sick to actually do any of the other things right now. I'm getting a bit better, so maybe I'll bulk record a whole bunch of stuff so I can get that out for the next, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. So I'm actually out of footage for things like, WWE 2K16 and stuff, because stuff like Fallout came out. I was busy with, things in this game, things in work, Battlefront's out now. It's just a lot of things I ended up getting busy with. So, the King of the Ring you saw me in, it was very, very close throughout that King of the Ring. I won both games in the semis 3-2. It was very close games. It could have gone either way. So, we got all the way through the finals. I was hoping for a pro. I was at work, so that's the reason you're not seeing it. I got a Bray Wyatt, which, at least it wasn't a Sheamus. Or I think Sheamus is the second lowest rated Survivor card in this game, which is, that's unfortunate. Man's got the Money in the Bank contract. I'm pretty sure as well I'm due for a Survivor poll. I'm coming up to like 16,500 games, something like that. And I haven't gotten a Survivor card since the freebie, which was on the 15,000 game, because I got it the same time as the ladder reward. So I'm hoping I'm due for it soon, and if I'm lucky, it'll be it'll be a pro, because I don't want it to be like how it was for me with Legendary of this game. I had so many singles before I made any pros. Or, well, I made 2 pros very early, and then it was just single after single after single, non-stop. So Survivor Series will be tomorrow night. A very interesting thing. You can't turn on the TV without hearing about anything to do with ISIS and all that stuff. I pretty much, for the videos, keep my mouth shut about anything about that. We got a Bork laser. I like to keep my mouth shut about anything like that when I'm doing videos, because I don't want to put my views or anything out there, anything to be taken out of context, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Plus, a lot of it's just depressing. I don't want to talk about it. But Anonymous, which is essentially people from 4chan, they're a group of hackers, got into their ISIS Twitter accounts or stuff like that, and they said apparently there's a plan for a lot of attacks on Sunday all over the world or in different states, stuff like that. Very interesting to note. One of the places that they marked in their report of places they were going to attack and stuff like that was Survivor Series, which, are we gonna have a 5-on-5 elimination match? 5 of ISIS against 5 of WWE, Team WWE against Team ISIS, and what are the stakes going to be? If ISIS win, do they take over the WWE, or if the WWE wins, ISIS must go away and Sting will come out and save the day, just like the Authority. However, hopefully they would go away for more than 2 weeks, like the Authority. Which is something I never understand with their storylines. They always try to do the big thing that, if they lose, they're fired, or, I think when was the last thing like that? I think when John Cena had to join the Nexus, and if he didn't do anything, if he went against what the Nexus said, he would be fired. It was something like that. And, there was Wade Barrett when he was a legitimate contender against Randy Orton for the title, and John Cena was the special guest referee. The deck was stacked against Randy Orton, and John Cena would be forced not to count for Randy Orton and fast count for Wade Barrett and all that. So, of course, Randy Orton retained, and John Cena was fired from the WWE for not obeying his orders as part of the Nexus. And, maybe that would be, a time Cena is just off TV for a little bit. Let Wade Barrett be a heel and kind of dominate, and then you bring back John Cena as the one to thwart him. He's got to be the conqueror or whatever. And, none of that happened. He never went off TV. He stayed on TV the entire time. Even, for live events, because John Cena was fired, they had, his Mexican cousin, Juan Cena, who was just John Cena in a luchador mask. For house shows, whatever. Nothing that happens on house shows really matter, other than when they change the tag titles, but then, give them back to the original people. Any of that. Like, the firing storylines are just so overdone, and they never mean anything. Because, that guy's been fired, but, here he is on TV every single week, and, and then all of a sudden he gets his job back. Like, I think TNA did something like that with AJ Styles, but, like, they actually kept him off TV. Or when they did, play vignettes for AJ Styles, Dixie Carter or whoever was GM at the time, I don't even remember, I haven't watched TNA in years, would, like, they'd come out to the ring and they'd say, I didn't tell the production crew to play that, so, like, who's doing that? And then, it was, from AJ Styles' friends, here's a video of him doing AJ things, or... That was somewhat of a firing storyline, done okay. Just fire. The problem with the firing storylines is they're never believable. Like, who believes that it really will be that? Like, CM Punk and Jeff Hardy had a loser leaves SmackDown match or something, which, made sense in a way because Jeff Hardy's contract was up and we haven't seen him since. It's just one of those things. Like, but just the firing storylines are never done well, unfortunately. Which, they've got to come up with some other better stuff. Like, I'm telling you, Team WWE versus Team ISIS. That's how it's going to be. And have it a real, proper, fired storyline. But, I don't know how much of that report was true or anything, but it's going to be interesting. Just to see what does happen. It could just be they're blowing smoke out of their ass and they just, they just picked a big event. So they just said, oh yeah, they're going to attack that one, which, man, that's going to be terrifying if it does actually happen, because of course, which in a way does make it a big target. I think they're in New Jersey or something. You got an arena, over 10,000 people, broadcast live on TV all across the world, which I'm pretty sure was the original plan in the Paris attacks, that soccer game. You could hear the explosion go off. And from reports that were going out, the plan was for that person to get into the stadium and set it off. And that would have been, it was big news, but it would have been very big news if that happened. Fortunately, it didn't. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Of course, we've got the WWE title tournament comes to an end tomorrow. If this PCC is anything to go by, we're going to have Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns in the finals, which will be interesting if it does get to that, because somebody has to turn. That's how it's going to be. And I don't think it's going to be Roman Reigns. It's going to be Dean Ambrose. I think, in my mind, what kind of gave it away was after his match on Raw, he was saying he's going to become the champion, and everything's gonna go out the window. He's gonna turn the WWE upside down. No suits or anything, nothing like that. He's gonna make it his land, which I think is a giveaway that he is going to win, and he's not going to turn it upside down. He's going to, because and Triple H was talking to Kevin Owens, he was talking to Cesaro. He spoke to Kevin Owens first, and then when he went up to Cesaro, he said, this is the offer I've made everyone in the tournament, to make a deal with the devil or whatever. But we haven't seen him talk to Ambrose, which I think is going to be the big thing, or if they show it at Survivor Series that he's talking to him backstage or something, that he's going to be the one to turn. You know, WWE loves doing screw job finishes at Survivor Series. It's you know, they've been doing it since 1997. So they're gonna there's something going on. That's just how it's going to be, which is okay. You know, Reigns. You know, it's not like I really care who's the WWE champion anymore, because I loved Seth Rollins as champion. The guy was a maniac. The guy could wrestle, you know, with his, you know, the Phoenix Splash, the Falcon Arrow. I wish he still had the curb stomp, but you know, unfortunately he doesn't. I'm hoping they save the curb stomp, kind of like for a big thing, like, you know, he's hit like 10 pedigrees in the match, and, you know, the person still just isn't going down, and then, you know, they start to, they're on their hands and knees, and he goes for a curb stomp, and people are gonna go nuts when he finally hits it again. It's the same with Hideo Itami. His finisher is the go to sleep, and he's teased it so many times. He gets them up on his shoulders, and the crowd just starts going wild for it, but, you know, he never hits it. You know, they're not, the people aren't getting what they want. That's why they keep watching, because they want to get it. It's, in a way, it's smart business. You know, don't let him hit it. Have him tease it so many times that you're just going to explode by the time you see it. And I think it was at WrestleMania Access. A video came out, because of course none of it was televised or anything. There was an NXT match. They had Hideo Itami, and he hit the GTS. I watched the video of it, and the crowd just like lost their minds when he finally hit it, because they'd been waiting to see him do it for months, and he just it just exploded the place as soon as he had done it, because they'd been waiting so long for him to do it. But I think we'll either go through 2 or 3 more matches. We'll see how it's going. But yeah, the new King of the Ring I've got going on, Satan himself, Darkside Phil, is in my King of the Ring. I have got very strong feelings about Phil. You know, I don't like people who just, if they're not good at a game, don't blame the game, is what I'm trying to say, and that's what frustrates me. I think I watched like 5 minutes of him playing Bayonetta, and I wanted to rip my eyes out and block my ears for the rest of my life, because it was just so frustrating just watching him bitch and moan and complain about the entire game, about how it's a bad game and it doesn't work and blah blah blah, all because he didn't know how to play it, which is what frustrates me. Don't get mad at a game because you don't know how to play it. It just makes my blood boil thinking about it. And unfortunately, that's what all of his games are like. Like, you played Kingdom Hearts, and it was essentially the same thing. Oh, this game's stupid, it doesn't work, it doesn't listen to me, blah, 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 I don't know how to play it. Which, yeah, you don't know how to play it. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. You know, I don't know how to play League of Legends. Does that mean it's a bad game? No. People can decide that. I can't decide because I don't play the game. Magic the Gathering, I have absolutely no clue how to play it. I've had someone try and explain it to me, and it makes no sense. Does that mean it's a bad game because I don't know how to play it? No. It means it's not my kind of game. But, yeah, unfortunately, he's in my King of the Ring. And one of my teammates is actually in my King of the Ring, so hopefully we can both meet each other in the finals. But, you know, it depends what happens. Really, right now, Survivor King of the Rings can go any way. Most people have basically the same cards in Survivor King of the Ring. They've got all the event pros, you know, or you're like me, you don't have the Undertaker. And I think all the humans have Nikki pros, as far as I know. I think even my teammate has it. But, the rest of my cards are like high-end legendary cards in my King of the Ring, so that's what really helps me out. I think, yeah, that's basically what saved my ass in the last King of the Ring. I was waking up like every 2 or 3 hours just to energize, to make sure I could hold first place, because the guy that was in third, I couldn't beat him, and I think I got 5-0'd every single match against him. So I did my best to make sure I avoided him, because no, I didn't want to play him at all. I knew I was going to lose if I went against him. And it came down to the very last game. My 45th game was with the guy I was tied in first place with. So I needed to beat him, and fortunately I got lucky. That the right matchups were called. I got procs, things like that. I got very, very lucky with that last game, because I would not have another Survivor card if that happened. But I'm hoping I'm going to get one soon. So we're actually going to end it after this game, because I don't have a drink, and I really need to go get a drink. My voice is just, it's going further and further away, and I'm hoping by the time, once I've changed the audio and things for this, that it's not just a gigantic mumble, or I sound like Darth Vader or something. But, yeah, I need to record some other things, because, yeah, the last 3 or 4 days, pretty much since Survivor came out, I've put out a video every day for Supercard, and, there's nothing wrong with that. I like playing Supercard, I like making these videos, I like recording all this, and talking and mumbling and saying whatever the hell's on my mind at that exact moment. But I also like to play the other games as well, and do the same thing for that. And we actually got our reset, and it wasn't a Survivor. I know the next one, or the next 2 or 3, is going to be the Survivor card, because I'm stopping the recording. So that's going to be it for today. We are at rank 1141. Thank you for watching, and please take care.